Yes, welcome to Recognize Maine on RecognizeRap.com, featuring local artists from across the state. In this episode, we got South Portland's own Dylan Raw checking in, as well as a new up-and-coming artist out of Waterville. His name is Kanji. Previously, he's from Providence, Rhode Island, but now he's doing his thing up in Waterville. And he's something new the state is not too familiar with. You know, he's a rapper, but he's also a dancehall artist as well. So he's bringing all this new flavor to Maine. I'm excited to have him on the show today as well. Plus, we got some details at the end of this episode about a fashion show that's going down Sunday in Portland. We got information on that coming up in just a few minutes. But first, I want to welcome Dylan Raw to the show. Dylan, thank you so much for joining Recognize Maine today. And I know you just recently had a live television performance on News Center Maine's 207. So I wanted to ask you, how do you approach a television performance different from a regular concert performance?
The difference in general between a stage and a TV performance is in the stage you're worried about making sure the crowd is active and with you and making sure you capture their attention. When you're on camera, like shooting a music video or doing a TV performance, it's kind of just like looking good on camera. Like you're basically singing into the camera, making sure all your movements are on point, and it's not so much about grabbing attention as it is making sure that the song just sounds as good as possible.
Now, speaking of live performances, you recently had one at Aura, Maine. It was the Raw Affiliation Night. So what was the highlight of that night for you?
My favorite part was when my OG, Loke the American Bulldog, pulled up like 5 minutes before my set. And then when he showed up, he started like talking on the mic or whatever and giving me like a little intro or whatever. And I surprised him and I went up to the DJ table and went to YouTube and put on one of our old songs from like 2012. And it was like, "Get 'em gang over everything" was the tag, because that was our old tag. And he heard it and he was like, "Yo!"
Hey, shout out Loke, the American Bulldog, a true OG, as you mentioned. He's been doing this thing for a long time around Maine. So I know that, from my perspective, your fan base is a lot of younger fans, in high school. And not that that's a bad thing. I'm just calling it how I see it. So how do you plan to appeal to the more older generation, those in their late 20s?
The first thing is, with my music, I try to focus on the content. I mean, with every rapper, you'll find a song, that's like a party song or whatever. But for the most part, my music, I try to put a lot into my lyrics. That's something I think the older generation can appreciate, because my age demographic for hip-hop is like the same as a Lil Pump, a Lil Yachty, whatever, Lil Xan. And I've always been about bars. I mean, my core has always been hip-hop. Like, I used to be, when I was a little kid, I was watching battle rappers. I wasn't like doing, stupid music and things like that. So the other thing about my fan base is that, I mean, this is my age. I'm only 19. In 2 years, I'll have a whole lot of peers that are 21. And in about 4 or 5 years, I'll have a whole lot of peers that are, old enough to get into the club and come see me perform live.
I honestly thought you were 21, maybe 22 years old. So that's a surprise to me that you're 19. You're way ahead of your time, in my opinion. You're doing awesome things. So I did want to ask you about your Float music video, because there is a appearance from PNB Rock in that video. So I was curious, because I've never met, a celebrity as big as someone like PNB Rock. So what was his personality like?
He is the coolest dude ever, which is a very common thing you'll learn as you meet a lot of people like that. I've been lucky enough to meet some people who are, who have achieved amazing, great, crazy things, like a few, and they're all so humble, so nice, don't care, no ego. What do they have to have an ego for? You know what I mean? If you really got it like that, like if you're really PNB Rock walking out of the Gucci store with a real watch on, getting into your real Audi with real millions and millions of plays, you don't have to, have an attitude or have an ego.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm still jealous. I'd love to meet PNB Rock one day. Another thing I wanted to ask you about is your love for jerseys, specifically basketball jerseys. I mean, I see your Instagram, a lot of your photos, you're wearing basketball jerseys. I've seen you perform live once or twice. You rock the jerseys. So what is it about jerseys that you love so much?
Man, I collect jerseys. My closet is crazy. Like, for real. Like, I guess one of the reasons I collect jerseys is because, one, I love basketball, and two, because I don't collect sneakers. I live in Maine. I don't kid myself. You can't really – I mean, you can because some people do, but I can't keep all my shoes nice. I can't. I use them too much. I walk. I run. Sometimes I got to run somewhere. If I have heat on all the time, Jordans on, Yeezys, I'm going to be wasting that investment. You know, I'm spending $300 on some kicks, and I'm walking around in them, stepping on the potholes and the dirt and the mud and the sand on the ground in Maine, dog. I can't be doing that. So I like jerseys. They last forever, and I especially like rare, like old throwback joints. Like, I'm not the first to do it. Definitely not going to be the last rapper to like jerseys a lot. But yeah, one of the people I look to for fashion is Fab. And Fab has always been rocking the cleanest throwback jerseys for, 20 years now. And I love me some Fabulous. And I love the NBA. And I love sports. And I got mad jerseys.
Yeah, I know what you mean when you say you hate getting shoes dirty. I mean, I'm into New Balance shoes myself. And I got this white pair. And, whenever I step in a little puddle or step in some dirt, I'm always like, damn, now I got to clean these, and it's this whole process. So I know what you mean. I got to step up my jersey game myself. So I know right now you're working on this project. It's the sequel to Raw Affiliation. This one's called RA2, Raw Affiliation 2. So how is this one a progression of the first album?
It's going to be a similar sound to like Zaytoven or a Metro Boomin project type of deal. I love those type of producers, and my dream one day is to work with Zaytoven or Metro. And a lot of the songs on there, you're just going to kind of see a longer, extended version of some similar themes from Raw Affiliation that are slightly more developed. I get more into relationships with girls, or my personal come up, or issues that I've had, or triumphs that I've had, and then some songs that just go really hard. And I think y'all are going to like this project a lot. There's some really cool features. My last two projects combined have had one feature on them. This project has a lot of big features on it, and I'm not going to say too much, but yeah, man, this is going to be fun.
Hey, I look forward to hearing that one for sure. And by the way, people, Dylan Raw just launched his web store for merchandise. You can check that out at rawaffiliation.com. And right now we're going to play a little preview of one of his newer tracks, In My Bag Remix. And it's got some big features on there, including Millie's out of Massachusetts and Will the Rapper as well out of Washington, D.C. This one goes super hard. Let's run it.
Will and Millie's on the track. Homie, we killing them fast. I pull up, I'm claiming the stash. And then I'll be doing the dash. Split it between all the dogs. Told him I'm doing the Nash. I'm in the paint, that's Shaq. I'm in the Stang, that's facts. My pocket change, that's racks. I'm young raw, that's tats. But when the song hit 1 million plays, I'ma tell them boys that's stats. And after that, straight cash. Got the shit on wax. Make you run shit back.
I just be right in my bag.
Well, Dylan, thank you so much for joining this episode of Recognize Maine. And now we're going to switch gears to this Kanji interview. Kanji, what's up? And so for those who don't know Kanji, before we get going, you recently graduated college, Thomas College in Waterville, Maine. And so I wanted to ask you, when you were a student there, were you promoting your music at, social events and stuff like that?
Always. We always had this thing called Freestyle Fridays on the bus trips, and we'd always freestyle. And a lot of times when people went home for vacation and I just stay at campus, I'll just be writing music. And I had a whole bunch of friends that just knew how to freestyle. A couple of friends from Bermuda. We just freestyled every single weekend, so to the point where I started writing music. And I recorded some songs here and there, but I didn't really know anybody that could record songs for me. So it took me, I had a lot of songs in my notebooks, and I started recording every time I went back to Rhode Island.
Okay. So, of course, you're previously from Providence, Rhode Island, as you mentioned. So how would you say the Maine music scene stands out versus the Rhode Island music scene?
The Maine music scene is definitely getting better than what it was. And what I've noticed about Maine rappers, that they get a lot of support. I love my city. I love Providence, Rhode Island, but I've definitely noticed that you would have to get clout from other states for your city to put you on if you're in Rhode Island. and it's really tough. And that's something that a lot of rappers in Rhode Island is going through. You don't get support until you really make it, and it's tough. But I noticed in Maine, people are really promoting your stuff. If you do good and you have good music, people want to see you succeed, and they want to see you make it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You know, Maine artists, there's really nobody in competition against each other. Everyone's just, you know, promoting each other's music and collaborating with each other, and it's really it's a good scene going on here. So I totally agree with that. So when you were at college, not only did you get your bachelor's degree, you also got your master's in business. So what is your dream career? Is it to become a music artist, or is it something else?
I definitely want to be an artist. Definitely. That's definitely my passion. I love music. I love it so much that I want to own my own business, open my own label. You know what I mean? And that's why I can bring that business aspect to it. I think that my personality and my talent is good enough to be a performer and to try to go for that, be an artist. You know what I mean? That artistry. And then eventually, if I do make it, or even if I don't make it, you know, be able to open my own business, start my own label, you know?
Hey, starting your own label would be super dope, and I encourage you to do that. That would be awesome. So, all right, you're Nigerian. You were born in Atlanta, raised in Rhode Island, and now you're in Maine. So you got, you know, a large cultural makeup from all different places all over the world. So how would you say your, you know, your culture, your various different cultures give you a advantage over other local artists in Maine?
Exactly what you said. I mean, I have so much culture in my brain, in my body, in my heart. A lot of people, I don't know a lot of people's backgrounds, but I know my background is a lot different from a lot of people. You know, like being born with Nigerian parents is really tough, you know, and if you talk to any African, they'll tell you African parents are the toughest. They're just really strict, and they have one train thoughts when it says you need to go to school, you need to do this, you need to do that, you know. But being able to branch out and do what I want to do, but still getting my degree, you know what I mean, still playing sports, I show that I'm my own thinker, and I can do anything I want to do but put my mind to it. And me having that education background definitely helps. And me being all around the world, traveling all around the world, meeting different people, new faces, definitely gives me a little edge when I do write music. You know, I mean, I can listen to every type of music and know what actual good music is. Like, I'm not the type of person that's gonna hear country music and say, I don't want to hear country music. Nah, if I hear country music and it sounds good, I'm gonna listen to it. Hear rap music and it sounds good, I'm gonna listen to it. If I hear pop, I'm gonna listen to it because I'm so culturally advanced. That's easy. I don't shut off my ears when I hear a good sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like you said, you got that cultural foundation. You also got the education, you know, the master's degree. So you got a lot of things that other artists don't have that could take you a long way. So you do have a project on the way. How's that sounding so far, and what can listeners expect that one to be like?
That's sounding really good. I have a couple songs that people haven't heard yet. You know, I've been in the studio probably 3-4 times a week now, and just working. I have it's going to be like a 5 to 8 song EP. We have a little bit, some island songs, but we have mostly like regular hardcore lyrical beats that you'll be able to hear what I'm saying. I'm excited. I'm excited for people that actually know what I'm about and listen to the lyrics, and they can judge me for themselves to see if I'm actually a good artist.
Yeah. I'm super excited to hear that as well. And for those who don't know, Kanji, his breakout track right now, it's called Banana. You can watch that video on YouTube. It's super well done. The song is awesome, very catchy. So go and listen to Banana by Kanji. And also, we got some sneak peek of a new song off that project that he was just talking about. Let's play that right here.
Shaking them up faster, shaking I said, shaking them up faster. Kanji on the beat is like a bomber on the speech. Soaking up the heat like I'm Pamela on the beach. Don't rap about weed cause I live in the trees. I'm not a monkey, but I swing in the breeze like a stripper IT. See bitches on knees. Spark a blunt up, cut the Dutch with my keys. I am the rapping king, don't come by me. Take you to a vegetable, don't eat your peas. Ha, yo, I'm a newest nigga on the block. Coming in the time limit, so check your watch.
Kanji, thank you so much for joining this episode of Recognize Maine. That song is super dope, and I can't wait to hear the whole rest of that project. And now, guys, we got that details on the special event going down Sunday. It's in Portland, and it's a fashion show by WMPG Radio. That's the student radio station of USM Portland. So about that event, it's going down 8 p.m. Sunday at the Port City Music Hall in Portland. Tickets are $12 at the door for a general admission ticket. Now, you may be wondering, well, what does this have to do with, rap? What does this have to do with hip-hop? Well, I mean, I think fashion and hip-hop go hand in hand. And not only that, the DJ for that event is DJ Lowdown Dirty Shane, who is the host of the Beat Don't Stop Old School Hip-Hop Show on WMPG. So we got some rap ties going on Sunday night. If you're interested, again, it's going down 8 p.m. at the Port City Music Hall. Fashion show for all genders, all ages. Come out. It should be a dope event. And thank you all so much for watching this episode of Recognize Maine. That is a wrap, folks. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment below. I'll see you guys next week.